The trading post on Epsilon Station reeked of desperation and ozone. Christian weaved through the crowd of mixed species, his medical scanner hidden beneath his worn jacket. As a human doctor working the Outer Rim, he'd learned to keep a low profile. The Galactic Council didn't appreciate unlicensed practitioners, even in sectors where licensed ones refused to venture. He was heading toward the exit when he saw her. A small Valerian child, no more than 7 in human years, stood before a Krellian merchant's stall. Her violet skin was mottled with darker patches, signs of Valerian wasting syndrome. Christian's stomach tightened. He'd seen it before. Without treatment, she had weeks at best. The child clutched something in her 4-fingered hands, holding it up to the towering merchant. A toy, a small handcrafted figurine that glowed faintly with bioluminescence. Even from a distance, Christian could tell it was precious, probably made by a parent's hands. "Please." The girl's voice was barely a whisper in the station's cacophony. "Pain medicine. It hurts." The Krellian clicked his mandibles in amusement. "This worthless trinket? For analgesics? Move along, larvae." Christian's jaw clenched. He'd seen this play out 1,000 times across 1,000 worlds. The galaxy was vast and supposedly civilized, but mercy remained a rare commodity. The Galactic Council's medical distribution system was efficient. If you had credits, citizenship, or documentation. The girl clearly had none. He should walk away. Getting involved meant trouble, and trouble on Epsilon Station could mean a cell or worse. But as the girl's shoulders began to shake with silent sobs, Christian found his feet carrying him forward. "I'll take it," he said. The Krellian and the child both turned. Up close, Christian could see the girl's eyes were clouded with pain, her breathing shallow. "Advanced stage? Maybe days, not weeks. Take what, human?" the merchant asked. "The toy. I'll trade for it." Christian pulled out a credit chip, half his remaining funds. "This should cover whatever painkillers you've got in stock." "Give them to her." The Krellian's eyes widened at the chip's value, then narrowed with suspicion. "You want the toy that badly? Just make the trade." Greed won over curiosity. The merchant snatched the chip, scanned it, and tossed a container of pills toward the girl. They scattered on the floor. The child dropped to her knees, desperately gathering them, still clutching her toy. Christian knelt beside her. "Those will help with the pain," he said softly. "But not for long." The girl looked up at him with those clouded eyes. "Thank you, human. I have nothing else to give." "Keep your toy," Christian said. He made a decision that his rational mind screamed against. "Come with me. I can actually treat you." Suspicion and hope warred on her young face. "Why would you help me?" It was the question every species asked about humans. Why did they help? Why did they interfere? The galaxy had operated on a simple principle for millennia: survival of the fittest, richest, and most connected. Then humans had arrived, bringing their bizarre notions of universal rights and inherent dignity. "Because you need help," Christian said simply. "That's enough." Christian's quarters were cramped, converted from a storage unit. He cleared his cot and gestured for the girl to sit. She did, still watching him with wary eyes, her toy pressed against her chest. "I'm Christian," he said, pulling out his medical kit. "What's your name?" "Zephyr," she whispered. "Okay, Zephyr. I'm going to scan you, then we'll figure out treatment. It won't hurt." The scan confirmed his fears. The wasting syndrome had progressed significantly. Her cellular structure was deteriorating. Standard Valerian treatment required gene therapy, expensive, restricted, and certainly beyond his resources. But humans had something the galaxy had learned to fear and respect: adaptability. Christian pulled up his black market contacts. Within an hour, he'd traded his emergency savings, his spare equipment, and called in every favor owed to him. Andrea, a human smuggler he'd worked with before, arrived with a package. "You're insane," Andrea said, handing over the canister. "Do you know what you're risking?" "I know." Andrea studied the Valerian child, then Christian's determined face. She sighed. That particular human sound that meant resignation to someone else's crazy plan. "You need help administering it?" "You don't have to." "Shut up. I'm already complicit." Andrea opened her own medical kit. "Besides, someone needs to monitor her vitals while you work." The modified gene therapy wasn't approved for cross-species administration. Human doctors had developed it by studying their own accelerated healing factors, then adapting it for alien biology. The Galactic Council had banned it. Too unpredictable, too dangerous, too human. But it worked. Christian and Andrea worked through the night. Zephyr's small body fought the treatment at first, her vitals spiking dangerously. Andrea's steady hands and calm voice kept Christian focused when panic threatened. They adjusted dosages, recalibrated the cellular regenerators, and refused to give up. As dawn broke over Epsilon Station, Zephyr's violet skin began to clear. The dark patches faded. Her breathing deepened and steadied. She opened her eyes, now bright and clear, and looked at Christian with wonder. The pain, it's gone. Christian slumped against the wall, exhausted. Andrea grinned beside him. Welcome back, kid. Zephyr sat up, stronger already. She looked at her toy, then at Christian. Carefully, she held it out. Please, take it. It's all I have. Christian shook his head. Keep it. Remember whoever made it for you. My mother, Zephyr said softly. Then it's priceless, Andrea said. We didn't do this for payment. Then, why? Christian and Andrea exchanged glances. How did you explain humanity to the galaxy? How did you make them understand that sometimes the unthinkable thing wasn't the cruelty? It was the kindness. Because we're human, Christian said finally. And sometimes that means doing the unthinkable. He meant saving a life that society deemed not worth the cost. He meant risking everything for a stranger. He meant proving once again that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their stubbornness. It was their refusal to accept that some lives mattered less than others. Zephyr clutched her toy and smiled, a gesture universal across species. In that moment, Christian knew he'd make the same choice again. Consequences be damned. That was the human way. Unthinkable, impossible, inevitable.